Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Pros and Politics Podcast, where we are polished and poised for greatness and impact. My name is Kahala, and I'm your host. Well, for the last 2 seasons, we've been going through the Divine Nine, and today we have the ladies. The ladies are back. And so we are so happy to have the president of the East St. Louis graduate chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, President Marla Golliday.
Thank you. Thank you. So happy to be here. Thank you so much.
President Golliday.
Thank you. Finally, I made it. Finally.
Yes, we got it to work. I was going to say,
Yes.
I'm so happy to have you. And I know I always say that, but I'm always happy to have my guests on the platform. Anytime people are busy being great and it's kind of a little tricky to get that schedule together, I love it when we can finally get everything
Yes.
to align.
Finally.
Well, you look fabulous.
You as well. Always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm loving that
The
scarf.
decor is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. We got a little fall vibe going. Just a little something. So, well, Zeta Phi Beta. But first, before you were a final woman, you've always been Marla.
Yes, always.
So tell us about Marla first.
Well, I am a mother of one. I currently work for Spire Energy. Before that, I worked for the Honorable Latoya Greenwood, where I learned a lot of things from her also, with my partner in crime, Peggy LeCompte there. Learned a lot of things from her. So just coming into Zeta about 10 years ago and did not want to be president, but they saw something in me. And it's like, okay, no, let me give it a try. And into my second term now. Hopefully, it's my last term. So it's exciting. It's very exciting. I like the rewards from it. So,
Well, you're doing an amazing job because
thank you.
everybody knows, like you said, this is your second term.
Yes.
And everybody knows that, well, who's the president of this chapter or that chapter? But everybody knows that you are the president and the face of the graduate chapter of Zeta Phi Beta. So, no,
Really?
in East St. Louis. Absolutely. I was like, okay, I'm texting and I'm like, okay, well, who's the chapter here? And who's the chapter here? I did not have to ask because I knew it was President
That's great
Golliday.
to be known. That's great. I'm
No,
a celebrity.
no, you are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
An
Thank you so
amazing
much.
job.
Thank
So
you.
tell us about, and I love, I always say, find a woman. I
Mhm.
just love that is the thing and the theme, for your organization that it's beautiful. Find a woman. And so tell us all about Zeta Phi Beta and your chapter.
Well, first, I want to honor our five pearls. Without them, I would not be able to be on this
Absolutely.
platform to speak of that finer sorority. So, we are constitutionally bound with Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. It all started with the Lover Stroll, with a founding member of Phi Beta Sigma and also with the founding member of Zeta Phi Beta. And here we are today. So, I am, like you said, a member and the president of Eta Kappa Zeta chapter in East St. Louis, but we also cover the St. Clair County area. So we're about service, scholarship, final womanhood. So we are trying to actually partner with other organizations within the area to build that bond. But my thing is basically the sisterly bond. I want to not only build that bond within the chapter, but outside with the different organizations. Because once you're building that bond with them, it also opens the door for other things to happen as far as, hey, let's partner on this, let's partner on that. So that sisterly bond is important with whatever organization that you're in.
Absolutely. And I really love that because I know for me, being an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman, it's the sisterhood for me.
Yes.
Like, I love the scholarship. Don't get me wrong. I love the community service, but I have a brother
Mhm.
who's a man of Phi Beta Sigma, by the way, and
Okay.
a member of World Famous, obviously. And so, we're close. We have that bond, but I didn't have a sister, right?
Mhm.
And then after spring of 15, I have quite a few sisters at this point who have been on the platform. And so it's the sisterhood, it's the ability to be able to call, it's the ability to be able to cry, it's the ability to be able to lift each other up. And I know one of the main reasons that I chose to do a series on the Divine Nine was to show that because so many people feel, oh, well, they're, the AKAs are like this and then the Zetas are like that. And, there's no unity, but that is the complete opposite of what
Mhm.
really goes on in our organizations. And for you to sit here and actually tell the world, I want to build bonds outside of Zeta. Of
Yes.
course, there are the Zeta bonds and it's the shield and it's all things finer, but there are other Black women, there are other women of honor that are outside my organization, and we need to come together. Like, we need to be together on that.
Yes.
So I think that's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
I've been mentored by, ladies in other organizations. Of course, again, I'm gonna speak on Peggy
You
LeCompte.
love Peggy
I
LeCompte.
love
She
Peggy.
loves her some Peggy LeCompte. That's right.
Yes, I do. I love Peggy LeCompte, and she's always told me, and it's, like, stuck with me. She was like, "Never go anywhere or anything with your arms out." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that." So,
I
here
know.
I am today,
My arms
fully
stay out, okay?
fully covered. But, yes, like I said, I have learned so much from women in different organizations, women within my organization. It is powerful for all of us to come together. Like I
Mhm,
said, once you form that bond, then it is sisterly.
mhm. Absolutely. So, tell us all about your national platform, obviously, with because that's what a lot of people within organizations know,
Mhm.
but a lot of people outside do not know. And people need to know that about us. We are not just beautiful colors and strolling and pearls.
Right.
We are service
Yes.
organizations. And so from the very top at the international and national level, there's programming
Yes.
that trickles down, but then also chapters individually
Yes.
have whatever it is in their community that they need to champion. So please tell us all about that.
So our international president, Dr. Stacey NC Grant, her motto is embracing the extraordinary. So that's what we're actually doing. We're embracing the different initiatives that we have so that we can grow within the community as far as our scholarship, as far as our March of Babies. We also have a mental health awareness month. We have domestic violence. So we're trying to embrace all of that so that way we can give back to the community and grow in the community.
Okay. And so the East St. Louis chapter, you are taking all of those things, or is there something in particular that the community of St. Clair County, let me fix that. So
Yes.
I wanted to focus on that for
Mhm,
just 1 second because a lot of chapters within our local community are very specific in the regions
mhm.
that they have jurisdiction over. But you're telling us today that your chapter, your jurisdiction or your area of service is all of St. Clair
It's all
County.
of St. Clair County, and we also have we're the undergrad advisors for Delta Kappa, which is on SIUE Edwardsville campus. So we kind of like we're dusting,
Yeah,
kicking up some yeah,
everywhere.
we're everywhere. We're trying to be everywhere. We're trying to be. So we're trying to partner, like I said, with different organizations within the St. Clair County area. Not only that, we're trying to partner with other entities within St. Clair County. So we just did the chili cook-off. We worked the, I think it was we were at nationals. So we had several servers there that were working I think it was the informational booth that they
Okay.
were working. So we're just trying to get out there in the community and kind of like, live in that territory a little bit.
Okay. I know that everybody loves a chili cook-off.
Yes.
Our wonderful producer has an amazing food vlog called
Okay.
Urban Eats TV. And so everybody was at the cook-off. I saw all the pictures on social media and all the videos and everything. So that is also very good, like you said, with reaching back into the community
Mhm,
because again, a lot of times our focus is East St. Louis,
mhm,
Washington Park, Cahokia
mhm.
Heights, but there is a whole demographic and world of people in
Yes.
O'Fallon, Belleville, all these other areas that need the service that we provide, need the mentorship that
Yes.
we provide. I know you were speaking of mentorship with the amazing Peggy LeCompte. She sponsored me
Okay.
when I became an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman, and, that's a huge deal for Peggy to say, "Okay, well, I'm going to sponsor this young lady or this woman." And so she has mentored, I mean, in her lifetime, thousands of women.
Yes.
Like, I can't
Yes.
even insult and say hundreds of women. Like, her life has impacted thousands of women
Yes.
as the two-time Central Regional Director.
Yes.
So, mentorship, I think, is so important. And I really think that that's something that we really because, you have Guide Right and you
Mhm,
have all these other major programs within male circles.
mhm.
And I really think that we have to continue to do better, with the Audi Pearls and Senior Pearls and other organizations that we really focus on our young girls,
Yes.
because our young boys and our young girls are getting away from us
Yes.
and we see it every day on social media. And it was easier, I think, for us because there was no social media.
Mhm.
Things were not as, okay
Mhm.
then, what did you say? And I'm thinking, I always have my arms out. I'm
Are
going
you
back to that.
serious?
I'm going back to that because I'm like, I always have my arms out. But just things like that, to have someone who's seasoned, a veteran in life,
Mhm.
right? To be able to say, ma'am, and in love.
Mhm. Yes.
Because sometimes, there's that mean girl thing that goes on, and,
Mhm.
now we're in a society where that's okay, right? To be it's not
It's not
okay to
okay.
be the mean
It's not
girl.
okay.
Like, it's not okay. And so I think that is something that the organizations, both men and women,
Mhm.
can come together, because I know I received great value from my relationship with my father before he transitioned. And so daddies matter, mamas matter, what you
Mhm.
say with your baby. And so it's just so many things that are being left undone that I think we really should start focusing on. And as a culture and as a community and as organizations, I really think that we can get together and really help with that.
Yes. And that's really why I wanted to become a member of Zeta Phi Beta, basically not only for myself, but for my daughter. So she can see, hey, you know what? My mom is actually doing something in the community.
Mm.
She's helping out, so that way she can look forward to doing things like that.
That's that model. Exactly. And that kind of segues us into one of the last parts that we'll talk to before we close.
Mhm.
Um, you said you wanted to do that for her, or to do that for other young women. Why become a finer woman? I have to ask everybody, right? Because of course you love your own org,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But I ask
The bond that he had formed with his brothers and the different things they were doing in the community. So I said, you know what? I have some other girlfriends that are a part of different organizations. Let me see how they're kind of like rolling out here. So spoke to Veronica Spirit at that time.
like
It,
it.
I like the attire, they dress like me, they
Mm.
look like me, they're kind of, I like it. So when I spoke to Veronica again, I said, "Hey, you know what? I think I'm going to join the chapter in St. Louis." She's like, "No, you are not. You're coming back
You're
over.
coming
You're
here.
coming here." So, I said, "You know what? She's right."
That's awesome.
Very proud. We're in the midst of having one of our members and one of our founding members, Alice Quinn. She has a national scholarship named after her.
Okay.
So, since she is a founding member of our organization,
Someone were to go to, we were talking about, U of I earlier, and
mhm,
Harris So, and all these wonderful institutions of higher learning, be it HBCUs or not. And there's a young woman on campus,
mhm,
and she sees everybody, right? It's the rare instance where everybody on the yard, right?
mhm,
Ain't nobody off the yard.
mhm.
And she's looking. She's not a legacy. She doesn't have Greeks in her family. Why would you encourage her to be a finer woman?
Um, just give her some stories about how I became a finer woman, what we offer and what we do in the community, not downplaying any other organization because we're all working
I
together.
love it.
But, still a person has to make their own choice and what they feel comfortable with. So hopefully she feels comfortable with Zeta Phi Beta.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank you.
coming on today.
Thank you
I'm
so
so
much.
happy that our schedules finally aligned. And I just wanted people to know you,
Thank you.
to know your St. Clair County chapter, and all
Yes.
the
Thank you.
wonderful things that are going on, because again, we're in this together.
Yes. Yes.
And together we're stronger, together we're better. And I wanted to show the unity that's there.
Thank you.
And so thank you so much. Will you come back?
I sure will. I would
We'll
love
have to
to.
we'll have to find a reason for you to come back.
Toys for Tots.
Toys for
Toys for
Tots.
Tots. We're
Or just having a sister chat about
I love it.
sisterhood,
I love it.
mentorship, and winning these girls back.
Round table of sisters. I love it.
I love it. I love it. Well,
Thank you
thank you
so
so
much,
much.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you.
you. And thank you for tuning in today to Pros and Politics Podcast, where we are polished and poised for greatness and impact. We'll see you again next week. But in the meantime, please like, love, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you then.